Avengers video. I wanted to do an update on my full melee build. Since last time that upload, I only had around 1,000 melee, and I wanted to, it was more of where I thought, what my thoughts were at the time with how she's going to become a very strong hero in this game as you get to the high-end content. But now, having run the high-end content for a while now, with that same build, I want to further explain stuff if I wasn't very clear in the first video, and to show you the current gear that I have, the perks, and I'll even do a Volt Elite because those tend to repeat as you play through the game for extra objective rewards, and I'll show you that gameplay on I'm not sure what challenge level I'll do yet, but maybe one of the higher ones, just so you can really test your metal with this gear if you do copy this build. So first I'll do the skills first, and then I'll move into the actual gear. So if anybody doesn't know at this point, you can get everything that you see in your primary tree, your specialty tree, and your mastery tree. You'll have enough points to fill it out, so don't panic on what to get and what not to get. You'll have enough points. If you're wondering, is there anything you should rush to make the campaign more easier for characters you don't really want to play as and you're just trying to get through it, or you're beating the side mission, I would say go for your specialty and mastery first then, because primary, while these combos vary with damage and impact and stun, your specialty and mastery makes the character's effectiveness overall way better than the combos ever will. Now, some characters rely pretty heavy on their combos. Captain America, Miss Marvel, maybe Hulk, but at the same time, making your abilities have more use out of it is going to make you enjoy the character more. So with primaries, I personally think heavy attacks are a lot better than the light ones with Miss Marvel. That's not to say that you should never be pressing the square button. There is some use out of those. Personally, my favorite combo with her is the double barrel punch clipped into the catapult kick. And if you ever reach 3,000 melee, or hell, even in the 2,000 range, like, you'll see some insane damage. Like, most enemies don't live through this combo, especially if you charge up your double barrel punch, and before she actually lets go of the punch, hold R2 to activate your polymorph damage, and it'll increase that hit, and then keep holding it in, and then catapult kick, and I guarantee, like, most ads are done. And this even wrecks adaptoids. It's honestly, if you've seen any of my live streams or videos of me doing Last Avengers Standing, it's typically how I approach taking down adaptoids, because it does so much damage. My second favorite is probably the Hammer Fist combo into Fist of Justice, because most enemies get staggered into the combo and can't do anything. The damage says medium on this, but this is misleading. That combo hits so hard. Most enemies don't even make it to the ending of the combo unless they're a special type. So you could also polymorph that as well while you're in the air doing it. And that Iron Spike at the ending is really good as well, because that also stuns people pretty good. The spinning heel strike, I used to like it a lot in the campaign. I thought it would be amazing, especially because the damage says high. I don't see too many impressive numbers from doing it. I often get interrupted whenever I'm doing this combo. But there are shields and passives that you can get in the game that make you uninterruptible, which makes this combo more worth going for. The sliding kick is very good as well for just entering a fight, and so is the rubber band bash. As for ranged, I stated in the previous video that I don't use ranged at all, and this is a full melee build, so I'm not getting any value out of this. Now, can you get value out of this if you went full range? Absolutely. But will it be better than the full melee build? I very seriously doubt that. I think they gear characters to be able to do multiple things, like focus your abilities with heroic, go crazy with your combos in full melee, and use the abilities in your range tree. But some characters definitely don't seem like they're meant to do that path better than the other ones. So I think you can get these abilities, play around with them, have fun if you want. But I do think if you want to have the easiest time running Last Avenger standing or any high-end content, full melee is the way to go. Moving into intrinsic abilities, you want to get these as soon as possible. Whether it's just giving you regeneration for your polymorph, regeneration for your willpower, or just for the your heroic abilities, or just for the intrinsic meter itself, you want to grab those. The counter attacks are very good. Palm Strike has some stagger effects on it. With the whirlwind, this ability is insane. Like absolutely, like one of the craziest square buttons she has, like the combo she has for it. You will clear through so many like average ads that aren't like special unit types very quickly. If you're just trying to breeze through something, you see like 8 or 10 guys around you, most of them will be dead within 1 spin or 2 spins. And this can also be used while you're in big end. And when you're in big end, man, and you're going after a Dreadbot or an Adaptoid, you will like stun lock them into this combo. So definitely use that, especially when you're opening up on high priority targets that have barriers. Seismic Slam is also good. I love this one as well. Keep in mind both of these can be interrupted, so there's a way you want to go about using both of them. I hope I'll be able to show you that in a very good way in the Volt Elite mission that I'll be doing right after this explanation. But yes, this move hits for some insane numbers. I've hit up to 151k with a Seismic Slam before. Moving into specialties. For your Healing Spirit, this is why I think Kamala has some of the best sustain in the game, other than Hulk. Hulk has some crazy regen, but hers are instant. Your whole health bar will go up, and you'll get a regeneration willpower buff. The way I run her heals, I take Will to Live, and then I take Will to Fight. And I do this because I want to have 3 charges for my heal. That's insanely good, because most of the time you only need to use 1 heal, and then by the time you need to use another one, your heal already cooled down, so you still have 3. I collect Spirit Walk as well, because this gives you the heals over time. Then you're going to get Team Spirit as well. You'll automatically revive down teammates in addition to restoring your willpower. It is absolutely insane the amount of outplay potential you have with using Team Spirit, because there's so many situations where you'll be running hives with teammates, or you'll just be in a very hard challenge level mission, and sitting over somebody's body to revive them is rewarding because of that team player buff and some defense buffs and stuff, maybe even attack buffs. But if you can't get to them and you know you're going to risk dying, might as well press L1 and just pick them up that way. For your assault ability, this is more of a preference thing than anything. I like up high because of the 25% damage added onto the single target. And that's typically how I use my high 5. I don't use it to clear through ads. I'd much rather polymorph whirlwind or double barrel punch into a catapult. So I will pin a high priority target like an Adaptoid or one of those exosuits into the wall with the high 5, and it'll do some pretty good damage on him. And what these other abilities do is, you'll see small passive increases based off of what your choice was over here on the left. So you definitely want to choose one of these first before you go to one of these, because they're bound to it. And it's about getting intrinsic orbs for your teammates. But since you're not a heroic focus on this build, you're not going to see insane numbers with this, because that's not what we're doing here. However, if you were to go full heroic and then get up high, you'd probably be able to one-shot or half-shot some special enemies with the ability. But it's still very good. It's my favorite way to run it. With your embiggen ability, this is the best offensive tool in terms of your abilities, because of the damage buff you get whenever you are embiggened. She even has more defense when you're in embiggened as well. I increased the duration by 5 seconds because I want more time in that high damage state. It gives you more carry potential. And this will increase your willpower rate recovery by 30% while you're in here, which is also good because you don't want to get bursted out while you're in embiggened, and it can happen if you're not careful with how you approach enemies. I went for the critical attack damage increase over the other two options. One gives you a second back for every enemy you kill, but as I stated in the last video, you're not going to be able to burst out every enemy you see. So like when you're fighting an Adaptoid, a Dreadbot, an Exo, you're not going to be able to one-shot these people all the time. So that's where I think that ability becomes not worth it, especially if you're looking for something for high-end content. You want to make the most out of your damage, and that's what I was doing whenever I first made this build. And the movement abilities are already filled in for you. And now we're on to utility. So with utility, I chose the Air Combat Mastery for juggling, because while you're in the air, say with this combo right here, which name I'm forgetting right now, the Fist of Justice, this clips perfectly in with the juggling. And if you polymorph it, you're getting that critical attack damage, and you're getting a flat damage increase while you're juggling enemies, and you will juggle the enemies when you start using that ability. With your ranged combat mastery, I chose this because I didn't want my range attacks to be completely useless, just in case you have those drones in the air or turrets you want to kill, because believe it or not, those turrets can actually start to hit when you're in challenge level 4, especially if they have rockets. So if you can't reach them with a melee combo and you don't want to get blasted out there, go ahead and hit them with a ranged combat mastery. It may even make them drop to the ground so you can go ahead and attack them. So that's what I grabbed. And then of course I got the regen packs on my takedowns. I think almost everybody take this just because when you do a takedown, you become invulnerable. Nobody can hit you. Honestly, I abused that feature. I'll be about to get bursted out by a flaming Adaptoid, but there'll be somebody with a takedown prompt over their head, so I'll grab that just as he's about to explode. I get health back, and I'm immune to the damage. And clipping these together when you're on low health will basically just fill you up. Honestly, one regen pack almost fills you up to half, so if you get 2, you're usually golden. Ranged, I kind of just filled these in as I went through. Like I said, if you're not actually doing a range build, it doesn't even matter if you fill these in, because you're not going to be getting any value out of it unless you're actually actively grabbing people and slamming them. With efficiency, I chose to get heroic energy regeneration because of the high 5 ability and my L1 for my heals. I thought that would be a lot better than getting the willpower regeneration, because willpower regenerating is great and all, but your healing spirit is literally a full health bar for you, and it's a pickup for your teams. It can even be a self res too. So I just think that has way more value than a little bit of health recovery. Plus, you're going to get willpower regeneration anyway when you press L1 for a brief, like 7 or 9 seconds. This 12.5% damage buff on Polymorph is insane. It's so useful. Most of your crazy attacks, you want to polymorph them, especially when you're going after your larger enemies. Don't let those attacks be regular. Polymorph yourself so you can deal with those additionals very fast. And then I chose the crit hit rate for the polymorph as well to add even more damage on it, because that's what you're going to be looking for in gear perks as well. Anything that increases her polymorph, whether it be the damage on it, the recovery rate of it, or your heroic ability rate from you using polymorph, you wanna make that amazing with her, especially because when you hit people, you heal up with your polymorph. And the whirlwind is my favorite ability to use to recover HP as well, because for each hit it's building up a lot of willpower. I chose Cunning Resolve for some more critical attack chance for polymorph attacks. We're just stacking on that crit, stacking on more damage. And Adrenaline Surge, because you're going to have better sustain with your willpower by having this. It's not going to be super noticeable, but if you're going to go full melee, one issue you're going to see is that you're going to have very low defense rating. But this is fine, you're a DPS, you're not trying to be a tank. I think half and half doesn't work too well in this game. Eventually you're going to find an ad, once the ads go to 163 and we can only hit 150, so they still got a good bit of levels on you. They're still going to be able to one-shot you. If you're not going to go full tank, I don't think you should grab any at all. Just go ahead and try to get some sustain with abilities like this, or regen packs off of your takedowns or kills, and you should be fine. Just and really try to master the dodging tool in this game. It is possible. I know since I have a lot of sustain, I don't really care if I get hit a few times, especially when I'm just trying to breeze through a mission. It doesn't bother me too much if I get hit. Usually I know what's going to one-tap me and what's not going to. And Nimble Reflexes will help you whenever you're countering or parrying attacks to give you more intrinsic energy. Definitely, if you're good at parrying, it's rewarding. You could get rapid regeneration. I personally want it more intrinsic because I want that meter to not ever be at a point where it's stagnant and I'm waiting for it to come back, because polymorph is where a great deal of your damage comes from. Your flat damage will be good, but man, when you activate that buff on so many attacks, you're really going to see some crazy damage. So right now I'm actually 148. If I were to replace my relics to my 137 one and my 141, I'm 148. But I haven't got an epic roll of triple might yet. That is yeah, that's epic. So I'm not able to replace these just yet, which is really unfortunate because it pulls my power rating down. It's not much of a deficit though, because once you have 3k melee, you basically hit the big time. Melee skill's a little bit lower than heroic rating, because I've seen videos where heroic Thors have 4k or like 4,500. So this being the most might gear, the most might I could find in gear, which is a stat that actually raises your melee damage. I don't know if anybody knows this, but hover over these statistics to show you what you need to be grabbing for what you're trying to do. For us melee rating people, we want to go for as much might as possible. Valor's for heroic and crits. So yes, we got one triple might that's blue, which is helping us out a lot, and then another blue that just happened to be better than my purples. I am farming these out of the control threat drop zones that'll say random ISO reward. Maddie Cho also sells triple might. I haven't had one. I hope she updates her stores today and has it in there. I believe there's a triple resolve in there right now, and there was a triple precision the other day. It cycles through all of them. So these are the artifacts you do want to run. For your exotic artifact, you can go two ways. You can use the Stone of Lethal. It'll give you a damage buff, which is always good for us DPS. However, you can see that my stats, every stat takes a hit, because the Tactagon's the only exotic artifact that that I know of that gives you any sort of stat boost. The other ones just don't do it, and that's why I use this. I want to try to break the cap or reach the very maximum amount of melee rating I can possibly have, so that's why I run Tactagon. The activate too, also when you activate it, it activates an explosion. I use this explosion to really bail myself out of tight spots. If I don't have a high five to go invulnerable or an embiggen state to survive a one shot, I will Tactagon so that I can't take damage for that brief 1 or 2 second window. By far my favorite piece of gear that I have right now, the Jarvis barrier bands, and it's because of the Jarvis barrier passive. You get a barrier for 1 minute, like no lie, 1 minute. It sucks up so much damage. It's like having an overshield on those priority targets. It's insane. You will be able to go for the craziest trades and just keep going with your damage combo. It'll really get you to stay in the fight and not really worry about getting one-shotted, because I've stayed purposely in the zone of one-shots, and all it will do is either consume your barrier, or you'll be surprised to find that your barrier is still there. So I can only imagine how crazy this is on somebody going full resolve and full resilience. On top of that, it's giving us an embiggen modifier, 22.5% increase on damage. We've already talked about it giving you flat damage. This is just adding even more, which is insane. Go for takedowns when you're in your embiggen state, because you will. That's how you see those big time numbers. I had a video where I did 29 million. This and a lot of the other ones are just 200k one shots on ads. But yes, this is a must get in my opinion for her. You're even getting some valor for it, which is going to help your high fives do some decent damage. I still hit some 20Ks on there, maybe occasionally a 46. But yes, this is so crucial for staying in the fight. This gear I chose because I got the most might out of it. Whenever I get legendaries, I never see anything that has more might to offer than this. And that's my main decision factor in getting a piece of gear. What's going to raise my melee rating, what's going to drop it, and I try to make the perks work based off of that. I wish the pin particle guards were for my actual melee attacks instead of my ranged, because I don't really range a lot, but I can shrink people if I do hit some ranged attacks. And there's like all of this gear you can see is centered around that stuff, and that makes sense because it is your ranged gear slot. But it's kind of unfortunate because like I honestly only use this piece of gear for the 60 might that it's offering me, which is kind of funny that it's a ranged piece doing that. Then we have the reactive protection vest. This one I like a lot because of the graviton resistance. I used to run a legendary, I think I have it in my locker right now, that would reduce cryo resistance. That's also good. It honestly is a preference thing. I don't know what messes you guys up a lot. Ice is pretty bad, but graviton's really annoying. There's a purple drone in the game that shoots like this slow bullet that follows you, and if it hits you, you're done. You're pretty much like out. With the graviton resistance on this vest, you'll not only will you survive the hit, but sometimes it will not even do any damage at all. So that's really good. The adaptoids use graviton powers, so they become not so difficult to deal with, and they're the ones, if you're not familiar, they float in the air and they put a crosshair on you just like the shielded adaptoid, and rocks will appear under your feet and knock you up into the air. That can be a one-shot. With this chest, it no longer will be. You're going to give your team a damage buff when you revive them as well. It goes to you, and I think it goes to them. I've yet to test this out with a player. but I know it goes to you, which is awesome. We are a DPS, so we want as many damage buffs as we could possibly get. Also, we have taking damage grants a defense buff, and we definitely want a little bit of defense as somebody who's going to be in the fight, so that helps. It lasts for about 9 seconds. I think same thing for the damage and defense, both 9 seconds. Very useful. That's a lot of time for you to get some pretty good damage off. Last, we have the Emblem of Safa. I just got this piece not too long ago. I'm kind of torn right now between the epic I used to run, which is right there that you can see. I'm about to make this one hit 140 and then make my final decision on it. As of right now, they both keep me at power level 147. The trade-off is really with the polymorph stuff. This one is giving me regeneration to my polymorph, intrinsic energy, and then it's giving me heroic energy charge rate while polymorph is active by 15%. And since I'm just about always polymorphing whenever it's available, it means I'm getting my cooldowns for my heroic abilities a lot faster. And I mentioned your L1 is so crucial. It is going to help you out in so many tight spots. You can use it to be invulnerable, pick up your teammates, help you recover from a very bad mistake you just made. So that's why I grabbed it. It also has 60 might in it. I'm hoping it goes to 61 to make it better than my epic piece of gear, but somehow I doubt it. Whenever you're deciding what gear to get, if you look at the stat and there's no minus, no plus, that can potentially bring you up or bring you down. If your gear is currently at its max and that one is showing a flat rating, no negative, no positive, it is going to pass your gear up. And of course, if it has the green gear, it already passes your gear up. If it has a -1, that gear might still be worth it. That was the case with my ranged armlets and my chest. They raised it up even though it said it had a -1. So do not just instantly delete those gears. Look over the perks and honestly invest some resources in it to see where it goes. Just 2 or 3 upgrades. It's not going to take that many upgrade cores, and if you're really struggling to get upgrade cores, get your DNA keys from your villain sectors and go into a Volt Elite and you'll get 15 back. You'll make these upgrade cores back. Do not be stingy with them, because you're only going to hurt yourself if you don't experiment with what is the best gear for you. I like the Optimus badge for an epic because it grants a vulnerability for about like 7 to 9 seconds. All you have to do is defeat 5 enemies in rapid succession, and you can do that very easily with your whirlwind. You can do that with any whole triangle combo. Just go off on a crowd of enemies and you'll have that invulnerability, and it's just that. Stuns don't work on you, attacks don't work on you. It's insane. You combine this with the Jarvis barrier and how it often works. I forgot to mention this earlier. The Jarvis barrier cooldown is very short. I thought it was 30 seconds. It's less than that. I had it drop and I had it come up in 10 seconds. So you almost always have that Jarvis barrier going. But if you stack this invulnerability on top of that, you could have a flow of just no damage coming into you at all. And it's insane. You start to feel like you're tanking and you're doing damage with this. And that's why I haven't deleted it. Also, at the moment, it raises my melee rating to 3160 when I'm putting it on. I'm hoping this legendary will also hit 3160. But honestly, if it doesn't, I'm probably just going to throw the Optimus badge back on, because this chest is not giving me more damage. The legendary one is not giving me more damage right now. It's just giving me more regeneration. But if I had to choose between regeneration and not taking damage at all, don't take damage at all. That's definitely the better way to go. So, and then plus, this is what we're gunning the full melee rating. So I might end up putting the Optimus badge back on in time. I just want to get the last little bit of my upgrade modules to finish that off. But that is basically it on how I run my gear, how I run my gear. It's my build for how I play Miss Marvel. Now we're going to jump into a Snowy Tundra Volt to give you guys a demonstration of the power level. So I wonder, what are we looking at if I do challenge level 4? 163. That's gonna be rough. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. My favorite companions to select are Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, because they're typically who you'll see me run with whenever I do Last Avenger Standing. Thor grants invulnerability with his L1. I just found out yesterday from a Thor main that it can also revive down teammates, which is insane. Captain America grants you a debuff to the enemies, and then Iron Man's just very good at ranging, and then when you Hulk bust, he can actually pull some aggro, so that's why I run him. You can very easily trade, exchange out Iron Man for Black Widow if you want to be active camoed, or if you want Hulk. I think for this one, since I am lacking in, power level, the 3 points of power aren't going to make this that much easier. It's just going to make it a plus 16, but I want to show you guys that invulnerability with the Jarvis barrier bands, because this was my build for a while. It took me a long time to find a heroic piece of gear that would potentially raise my melee rating higher than it is. I definitely think I found the gear that'll give me the most amount of melee rating possible. I'm hoping I can get triple might. I would like to do a video where it's like, hey, this is the highest melee rating I was able to get. It's what I think is the highest that you can get. I'm searching for an exotic too. I've been in Last Avengers, I think 7 times. No luck. I've been playing on all difficulties, because you can play on any difficulty to get it. It's just a grind.
I don't have the exact location of the vault. Your signal detector should pick up a shield frequency when you get close to its location. Scout out the area ahead of you to locate it.
But for anybody who just came for the build, you won't be missing anything important except for, just some gameplay of how it works. I just I thought it would be a good idea to show you how it runs as well. So you can see the Jarvis barrier is on right now. So now I can afford to get reckless. And in the bottom left corner you see 50 seconds. It was 59. You get it for a minute. And we basically took no damage in that trade. It's insane, guys. It is. I love this thing. It'll be a very difficult decision if they decide to give me a melee piece for exotics. I don't want to let this legendary piece go. Honestly, that would suck so much, because unless it's going to give me a stupid amount of melee rating, I'm not taking this piece of gear off. It's the only reason why I can even farm Last Avenger Standing so fast. It's because of how risky I can play with this. You often see me use my high five on drones because it's a lot faster with dealing with them. Oops, walked into that one. Suicide bombers are no fun. I didn't move. There we go. Also, just because the enemies are 163 does not mean you stand no chance of beating them. They're just going to be very difficult. That's all. But they actually want you to use a ranged attack. So these are kind of weird with Kamala. I don't know about other people, but I've been experiencing like some of these buttons. I'll go to attack them and it just won't work. I'll be hitting them dead on and it'll just stay yellow. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just because I know I'll hit my R1 and then that'll work on them, but you only get 2 R1 charges. So yeah, I'm not sure. If you ever see me just avoid them, it's because of that.
You should scout the nearby area.
Can't wait to show off the embiggen state. Ooh, that's a pretty hard hit. That's honestly the only thing you'll start to notice with the heavier, with the harder levels. Enemies will just, there is no more, they comboed you really well. It's usually, they hit you with one thing and you died. Just do your best to rotate your camera a lot. I take out the enemies you know to be more annoying to your playstyle. So for me, the ranged ones first. I can't really get a good combo flowing on the ground if I got people shooting rockets at me in the background or unloading with a machine gun. Oh, here's the chest. I was wondering where it was. So glad that didn't interrupt me. See that barrier just sucked up that entire suicide bomber's damage. You got a lot of sad missions. That's the good thing about Vaults. It gives you plenty to do. Plenty of resources to get. Oh man, I remember this one. Go for these purple guys first all the time. You'll save yourself the headache of getting one shot. So you see that right there? That will absolutely drop you in one hit. No questions asked. So see, my Jarvis barrier just tanked it. I did not have that the very first time I ran this Snowy Tundra Vault Elite, and there was a lot of dying. Thankfully I was running it co-op, so I was able to get picked up over and over again. Don't feel bad too if you go down a good bit. It happens, especially if you're somebody who's not focusing tank. We all eventually flop. We just use sustain to try to prolong it. Now I can show off my embiggen state. So, we are going to have to take out those drones very fast. You see how much damage they did, even though I'm embiggened? It's insane what they can hit for. Kind of annoying hitting them. It feels like I'm wasting my embiggen state time. So that one whole triangle basically just destroys his entire shield. I half-fabbed him away so I can re-engage. I want to juke. Hold triangle, get the R2 going. Stun lock. We could take that takedown. Yeah, we got it. Man, this is gonna be rough later on. For sure. Hopefully they don't swarm us with those purple guys too much. So I had to use everything right there. Those purple drones are exactly why I run the Graviton chest plate. Actually, I don't even have that on right now, so it might be a good idea to switch that back on after just seeing that, because there's going to be so many of those guys later on. I might throw the invulnerability back on just for the point holding later on. But yeah, you can outrun that attack, so if you can outrun it, definitely do it. Don't be stubborn and take the hit. See? That's some pretty insane damage right there. Look at that. That bullet is still following me. Holy. Try to break this container and bail. Definitely don't play around with those enemies. It's unfortunate that they got me. I'll have one more down, and then my third one will just make me reset. They're kind of hard to prioritize whenever you got so many of them, though. In all honesty, there was at least like 10 of them out there. What objective will we do next? I'll do the one before that. I'm hoping they don't spam me with those purple people too much. But even if they do, I'll be able to show you how crazy the embiggen state is in the next anytime I'm streaming Last Avengers Standing, because that's where it really shines. One's dead. Now they're all up. Trying to hold on to my hollow shield. I know I can tank one, but you can get a... Okay, yeah, they got it. See? Oh man, it's horrible when your teammates body block. You got to be careful with that. So Thor's War Cries Up serves as another invulnerability tool. That's another reason why I ran at Optimus badge for so long. I essentially had 3 things that made me invulnerable. In terms of what attack to choose to do when you're embiggened, your triangles will offer you a great deal of crowd control. Ooh, it's time to move. So they got all those purple guys in the air. The triangle ones will stun and do heavier damage, typically. The square ones can also stun, though. The triangles will literally bounce the enemy up in the air, like it's insane. You're punting them. Good. Horse using his R1. I know it looks like it's kind of annoying to run from the ads. I much would rather run them down, but I mean, when they're packing one shots like you seen me get hit with earlier, you gotta change your playstyle just a little bit. This guy's toast. Oh, what? I thought my kick would have went off. That's unfortunate. So even a melee for them cryo guys can take you out. Man, if this is what it's like out here, I can only imagine what it's going to be like on the inside of that bowl. Sheesh. They'll be able to do it, but we're definitely going to need multiple attempts. Hopefully I get some upgrade modules. Oh, red, see, oh nice, there is 3 of them. See, I want those ISOs to be purple, man, and I just keep getting, that's another triple too, that's hilarious. I actually might mess around and upgrade those after I finish off this legendary piece of gear. I'm actually tempted to just put my invulnerability back on because the graviton defense isn't, it'll make a difference whenever they're not 16 levels. I've told people a good rule of thumb to sneaking into content, if it's 15 levels higher than you, it's doable. Anything after that, it becomes a pain. So you basically proceed at your own risk. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was close. Man, these purple guys make this very annoying. Get back in the fight. So right there we can see this guy run to the back. We want to try to take him out. And now he's out. Look at that, he's getting juggled. That's the insaneness of that that air combo. Another thing too, with full melee, you will see your takedowns hit. Just gotta take him out before he gets a fire again. Sweet. What we got here? Okay. Oh, sweet. I love it when they're one switch. If you're wondering why I haven't checked any of the gear I've gotten so far, Sometimes I like to just do it whenever I'm done with the majority of my objectives, and also it's just because I'm used to a lot of things being bad, so it's like I don't even... Sometimes I'd be surprised to find something good in there, but it's usually not like that. Oh, we're just gonna ult for this one. Oh man, I'm getting blocked again, dude. I'm gonna have to remember to jump around. That's so annoying. Look at that, you're basically bullying this dude. Where is that? Oh. That was 140, I think. I thought there was a turret up there still shooting. What the hell? There you go. One thing I've been loving about hitting basically like the high end point of this game is the resource grinding I'm doing now, because I know I won't have to do it later. Oh, I was wondering where the second chest was. Whenever the new content does come out and more gears are released, I will already be ahead of the curve. A lot of my stuff is is in the thousands and approaching the 2,000 territory, which is very good because most gear doesn't even require you to use that much. Not even close to that much. Oh boy, more of the purple people. Also, you can hold your R1 to consume the hits. Just be careful to make sure there isn't another one coming for you when you get out of it, because you will put yourself in a bind. You'll get hit by... Oh man, this one's going to be rough. There is a lot of purple enemies here. It's going to be very difficult to deal with this one. Oh, damn. It's very hard to get rolling with the Snowy Tundra Vault, man. They have so many one-shots. They essentially put a whole area of ads that can one-shot you right there.
Your signal detector should pick up a shield frequency when
I'm wondering if
scout out the area ahead of you to locate it.
All the objectives are completed still, though. It's been a while since I've died in a vault. From the outside mission to the vault. Yeah, they're already done. Okay, cool. If they weren't, I would just go straight to the vault because I want to... Was that there last time? If it was, I basically was about to just skip it. But yeah, dying happens, no big deal. Oh, there it is. I was looking for this. 15 upgrade modules. We're good to go to upgrade this final piece. This one we're just going to delete. Get rid of that. Alright. So it stayed at 3144. I think it's probably best to just go with the Optimus badge at this point. The invulnerability is just so much more worth than what I'm gaining from using polymorph. And like I said, we're chasing the highest damage that we can get, which is 3160. It's unfortunate that I put so many resources into that, but we're experimenting. We're trying to see what is the highest I can get. I don't want to just sit there and go, oh, I have the highest stuff, without even had tried to see if there was anything better. So
search through this area to find the location of the
I wanted to have a full legendary set because it just feels right to have a full yellow set. I mean, it all depends on what works for you. Me personally, I love that invulnerability buff. It doesn't always save me, but when it does, it's clutch. It's so good.
We can take them. Director Fury didn't mark this shield vault.
Nice, he bounced off. Ooh. Oh man, I hit L1. Didn't go off.
Get back in the fight.
Shouldn't have jumped. I should have just L1'd. I forgot. I knew about the invulnerability. Oh, that's an execution right there. Take that. Got another one. Look at that. It just took the rest of his health. Oh yeah, my Tactagon. I wasn't even using it. Okay, I want to get out of this combo. Ooh. Oh man.
It's your lucky day.
Oh no. That bullet turned on me. These enemies are super annoying. Like in terms of fighting them in a one-on-one, they're a joke. But man, when they got numbers on you. Oh god, there was somebody behind me, dude. Ah man. Gotta be careful now. On my last down. Oh, that was almost it. Jesus, there was one floating over my head. This was the area that dropped me and my friends so many times because of just all the purple one-shots that you gotta deal with. So I'm basically just running laps, letting my bots do the work, do the heavy lifting. You get one isolated, go for it, you know? Try to pull a fast one. That's all we came over here for anyway. Oh man, that was rough.
There's a chest with special resources close to your location. There, up ahead. I'm in some trouble here.
shit. Ooh, no, 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 no. That'll be a for sure down. Oh, oh my god. I went to scratch my neck. Oh my god. Alright. I gotta get serious.
I don't have the exact location of the vault. Your signal detector should pick up a shield frequency when you get close to its location. Scout out the area ahead of you to locate it.
It's weird to think that even with the highest gear, it'll still be, one-shots will still be prevalent, because that's just how it is. Unless you're full tank, of course.
Search through this area to find the location of the vault. Your signal detector should pick up its frequency when you get close to it. Director Fury didn't mark this shield vault on any official maps. The only way to find them is by using the signal detector. If you want to find the location of the vault, you should scout the nearby area. When your signal detector picks up the vault frequency, there, up ahead.
Oh man, I hit R1. Oh wow.
Your knight in high-tech armor is... Time for some Jedi!
Yeah, we're not dealing with all these purple people.
Thanks. Thanks. Got your back.
Oh, I know this last part's gonna be a pain in the butt. Because if that was what that part was like, man. Ugh.
You have discovered the location of the shield vault. Please step inside and take the elevator down. The automated systems are recognizing you. Please proceed to the activation area down below.
But yeah, guys, all my videos so far have all been me using the same build. I've never changed anything from it.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
There's incredible damage output. Unfortunately, there is you do have low defense, but that's expected. Same thing for range, same thing for full heroic. You know, you just gotta try to play it as smart as you possibly can and rely on your teammates. When you don't have teammates, you'll figure out your own playstyle that'll work for you.
Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Code verification sequence starting. Code verification entry verified. Awaiting second code verification entry.
I'm seeing ice, guys. I'm glad. No purple people, please. So 4 is on, or sorry, 3 is on this side. There it is.
Code verification entry verified. Sequence verified.
And for those who haven't done a vault, the numbers change every time with where they're located. It's not like a one-time thing where they're always in the same area. Take those yellow guys out as fast as possible, guys. They will make your life miserable. They'll do enough damage to kill somebody multiple times within an area. Oh, wow. Gotta get on that hacker before he does some damage.
Sequence reset is imminent.
This is not looking good. Especially for me to only have one reds left. Oh, yeah. I'll just wipe it. Yeah, to have one life on those things is, that's pretty rough. Solo, the Volts are probably their most annoying because you don't fight nearly as long whenever you're with a teammate, because there was always going to be somebody on the panel, but since I'm the only person that'll stay on it, I kind of just have to hope that...
Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Awaiting first code verification entry.
1-4. So, okay, so it flipped again. Are you serious? It didn't even stun him.
Got you covered.
That's a waste of a down. Alright. I'll just go straight to using abilities.
Code verification entry verified. Awaiting second code verification entry. Code verification sequence started.
Through some pain, folks. Cats out.
Code verification entry verified. Sequence verified.
Just a flesh wound.
Commencing code authentication.
Heads up.
Wow, holy crap.
Your knight in high-tech armor is
Authentication on hold. Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent.
I was not supposed to blow both of my downs that quickly. Definitely doing a poor job on the head control. Honestly, I think Last Avengers spoils you. While it's considered to be the highest part of the content in the game, it's definitely not the hardest. What's up, Ace? I got a comment earlier asking about an update on the Ms. Marvel build, so I started a video of an explanation. Then I wanted to give an in-depth gameplay, and holy hell, it's that one mission, dude, where all the purple people. So I got a Snowy Tundra Vault one, and man, it's rough. Oh dear God. Yeah, 163 ads they're pretty rough.
activate its main terminal so we can begin.
Vault systems initiating. Please stand by.
The vault remains intact. Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Code verification entry verified. Awaiting second code verification entry. detected.
Damn it, Metal Man! I'm in trouble here!
Code verification entry verified. Sequence verified. Commencing phase authentication.
Heads up. Hacker inbound.
Authentication on hold. Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent.
Oh man, I should have R1'd. I knew that was coming.
You're good now.
Swear there was one more guy, but I don't know where he's at. Okay, he's up there. Okay, they got him. Oh my God.
On your feet. Boys down! Bless you.
Got this.
Shit, man, that's just the first code sequence. 163 ain't no joke.
Charging EMP. Please stand clear of the vault.
Heads up. Hacker inbound.
Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent.
Whoa, I dodged and it still hit.
A vault nearby. Activate its main terminal so we can begin.
Vault systems initiated. Please stand by.
The vault remains intact. Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Awaiting first code verification entry.
Yeah, I'm just training Shamara right now. My guild needed me to get on and do something on video.
Nice. I was gonna say, I don't know if he's actually able to. I had no idea if you're actually going to be able to join or not. I started to invite you earlier. I paused it. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I can always join party. I was watching the stream. I was gonna type in there. I was gonna be like, I was gonna say the same shit I just now said. I'm on video training Shamara in these gardens.
Right.
Armor is here.
And I'm at 50% of level 59 for getting my next level.
Okay.
So I'm almost 60. I'm getting a shit ton of skill points doing this.
Salvation has arrived.
Yeah, I'm in here. I'm just trying to. What's it called? Show off the ability to still one-shot ads, even at the higher level. But man, the amount that they one-shot back, this Snowy Tundra Volt gotta be the most annoying one. I swear, bro.
Yeah, it is.
The purple
That's
enemies.
I was a little small flex yesterday because it was on the easiest difficulty, but I usually die in there a couple of times. And when I didn't like all the way wipe out and got out yesterday, I was like, holy shit, that's a first. I didn't die. Because there's no one to hold the point, you know?
Right.
Oh my god.
That's the annoying thing. I was just telling Stream that I'm like, man, when you're doing these by yourself, it is no fun. 'Cause you got to do everything. Your bots will die. They won't. Like if your bots could finish fights on their own, you'd be like, all right, cool, this is fine. I can do this. But your bots can't even fight.
I'm trying to tell you. You know, be standing right on the node point, not doing shit. It doesn't even help.
Oh, it doesn't help?
Nope.
Oh, that's fucked up. See, that I didn't know.
Yep, when they stand on the node point, it doesn't go any faster.
What also gets annoying is this melee damage also that's on these enemies. It's because like moves that'll stun lock them are not doing it, and it's because in part because I don't have intensity leveled up. I believe that's what it is. We were talking about this yesterday.
Isn't that also your the rate in which you earn your heroics?
What do you mean? Oh, to get it back. Oh, your cooldown. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it's crazy because it's like if I'm stunning people in the last Avengers standing, I feel like I should be able to stun enemies anywhere. That's where the exotic gear is, and it's like I run that on challenge level 4, and I honestly have less of a difficult time than I do with this. Then again, there's not as many auto aim enemies in there. I think auto aim is just cheesy. It just is in so many games.
Yeah, because I auto lock on when I'm ranging, but
Oh,
sometimes it doesn't
God.
work all the time.
Bro, that Adaptoid literally just fried me in like 2 seconds. I didn't even know he was casting the ability. Like the exclamation mark was gone. Did he just? I think that edge fault.
Shot out of nowhere.
Yeah, I went to like L1 out of it, It's funny, you know that chest plate I was leveling up the other day? It didn't even break one. It didn't break 160 or 3160.
I got it. I got better at defending myself from those bots that one-shot you, that fly. I got better. Like their projectiles, I shoot them when they try to shoot me. Like I've gotten real good at defending myself from them things. As long as there's like somebody melee doing melee damage, I can really protect on the outer.
Oh, the wrong way.
Them fucking bots that fly get killed in one blow.
Yeah, a lot of the ads are easy, but when it's 163, everybody one shots. There isn't a single ad that doesn't one shot.
I'm gonna get on there in 16 minutes. That's when my buff runs out.
Uh-oh. There we go. What we got? Okay, yeah, I do have the invulnerability on. Okay.
We're having a node war on Sunday. It's gonna be my first node war, man.
Nice. If this joint don't work this time, that's gonna be the end of this.
Code verification entry verified.
I feel like it's gonna be so many of us Sunday.
If we're not playing that, get on the other side of the room.
Heads up. Hacker inbound.
Oh, bro. He leaped all the way around with that punch. That is horrible.
I am getting so I'm loving it.
Terminal so we can begin.
Vault systems initiating. Please stand by.
The vault remains intact. Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
5-3. 5-3.
Verification entry.
Baby Metal just dropped some new live version stuff on Spotify. Oh,
Oh, that is getting so cheesy. I dodged at the perfect time. I wonder if it's because I didn't go forward like in a tutorial. Definitely realizing when you're solo, they want you to actually fight everything. They don't want you to use that fucking code bar to get past the enemies. They're like, nope, fight everything. It's making it a little smoother to kill everything until the adaptoids come out, because man, you don't want to fight those ever. Not when they got those invulnerability pocket drones, man. Those things are annoying.
Commencing field authentication.
Heads up. Hacker inbound.
Authentication on hold.
51%. There's still 12 minutes left. make it my business to do one of these scrolls today.
Sequence reset is imminent.
Doing this the manual way is way better than me doing it on a train. That shit is rough. And it don't even move my fucking bar.
Son, that auto aim is so busted. I turned into a room and it curved perfectly in the room with me. If it wasn't for the hollow shield, I probably would have been done for. Actually, not even probably, man. That would have been a for sure death. I'm trying to hit like these dudes with the rocket launchers.
Combat skill points obtained. This is just amazing. I've never obtained skill points at this rate in this game ever. Since like I first started leveling up a character. To be late in this game, earning skill points like this.
Oh no. This isn't gonna happen probably till 150. Or at least with a partner.
Well, I'm gonna play. I don't know if you wanna play with me.
I might run this again, but I don't really need it. I kinda really just ran it to give a demonstration of the damage. I do have an objective for it, but volts don't really do anything anymore. Yeah, I do my assignments in Last Avengers Standing.
Yeah,
Mine didn't reset yet, but that's what I'm gonna run them in.
tired last night. And I had to wake up and meet my trainer.
So yeah, guys, this is going to wrap up the update on the damage output. As you can see, you are a glass cannon. You are going to be able to, or at least on when you're fighting on challenge level 4 163 ads, you will be able to drop them relatively quickly, but they're going to be able to do the same thing to you because you are DPS. You're not a tank at all. But yeah. For the most part, it makes running solo content very smooth. When something is 16 levels above you or 15, that is the danger zone. It's going to require you to be able to outplay whoever you're going up against. And in some situations, you're just unlucky. You'll dodge at the right time, and you might still get hit. I'm not sure if that's a bug, because I think if I would have dodged forward a few times, I might have went past some of the enemies, but not 100% on that. But the auto aim with the rockets is devastating. Even when you have a legendary plate that's giving you resistance against that damage type. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching.